our point of departure is the UN decolonization framework. That framework says, UK is the administering power, we are the territory, you have the obligation to us to help us, as the language says, to develop our free political institutions and the development of our society. Let's remember what the UN is saying there. You are the former colonial power. Colonialism as a system of governance was found to be unacceptable. Why? Because it took away from the dignity of the people who were being ruled, but also because it underdeveloped that society. Little was put back, a lot was taken out and little was put back in. So the UN view is, as an advanced country, you have to invest in the territories to get them to a certain point so they can be on their way if they want to. And the problem that I have with the argument that's made is, well, this is about a trade-off of benefits. No, it's not an equal or fair partnership. It's not an equal situation. The UK, I think, if I wanted to come to university here in 2000, I had to pay out-of-state fees. If I wanted to travel here, I couldn't get a UK passport. I had to have a visa. That was right up to 2000. Not 1980, not 1999, 2000. I would have had to have a visa to come here. Now, is that, and by the way, some other territories were allowed to come, while we weren't. So my point would be that the UK has an obligation. It's mostly on them, at least that's how the UN sees it, and we see it that way too. Now, in terms of do we have a responsibility or can we offer something? Well, I think so, I think we do. I mean, you look at the sanctions stuff right now. BVI is doing its level best, and we actually helped with some of the, the vessels that have been interdicted and all of that. So we where we can, with our competencies, are doing our level best. But of course, I can say this part here, it doesn't help our case when we feel that our UK friends are attacking us. And quite often what I hear in the parliament, and I see in the press, are MPs attacking us. They talk about BVI as though it's just a place with offices and mailboxes and a few accountants and lawyers. They don't talk about the communities. They will say that financial services sector needs to be shut down. Now, government revenue, 70% of it comes from financial services. And the poverty that we lifted our people out of comes from that in part. All the schools that have been built. We have a national healthcare system like you do. How do we pay for it? Well, financial services pays for it. But yet you'll still have someone in the parliament saying, end it. And there's never any mention of what would happen to our people. No mention of it. You look at any of these things, any of these arguments, Tax Justice Network, and they mention nothing about the people. Because that's not their agenda. Their agenda is their very narrow issue that they want to score points on or score a victory on without thinking about the welfare of the people. Now, who's responsible for the welfare of the people? Well, the elected representatives are. And so therefore, we have to make robust representation that the UK cannot do things to harm the economic interests and the welfare of the people of the territory. And the concern that I have is that we may have another situation, just like with the Theresa May government, where, the UK Parliament just acts and does something that's harmful, and then what do we do then? So.